Welcome to Empowered by AI. I'm Michelle Muncie Silva. This podcast is for women building what's next and using AI with intention. In Season 7, you'll hear from founders, entrepreneurs, business builders who are redefining success, creating on their own terms, and moving with intention. We're learning from conversations about reinvention, identity, and taking action because every episode gives you ideas you can use immediately. Let's get into it. Marline, I'm so happy to talk to you today. I am super excited for this conversation.
Yes, I'm excited too to just be a part of the podcast and tell more about me and my business and what's going on.
That's what I want to hear all about today. So I'm going to give you a second. Let's just have you introduce and tell everyone what's going on with you.
So my name is Marline Paul. I am the founder of Enilram Creative Solutions, which is my name spelled backwards. And with this is our birthday, my birthday month. So we're recording in July. So I my business is turning 5. We are launching our 5-year anniversary magazine and doing a lot of celebrations this month. One of the major projects that I'm working on is relaunching my mentoring group and also my AI summit that's coming up in November. We're trying to get people to come again. This is our second time doing it. And then finally, we're doing some research on women in AI. So we're just collecting data on that. So it's just really exciting to just see and be able to just share what's going on with my business, what's going on in AI, and seeing not only women, but all business owners just take what we're teaching and what we're sharing and just scaling their business. So that's a few things of what's going
One
on.
or two. Oh my God, I love this. Now you're saying that your business is now 5 years old. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, business.
Yes.
And I know you had a career before this. So let's talk a little bit about that. How did you make that transition and what kind of made you want to move from your career in education, correct?
Yes. I was a
Towards
teacher
this?
for 17 years in education. It was only supposed to be 5 years. I told myself I'm going to do teaching for 5 years, then I'll do something on my own. End up staying there for 17 years, really good at what I did. I find that teaching was a gifting that I have. And then I started to feel like, okay, I need to do something a little bit different. But everything started changing. And then 5 years before I had decided to leave, I started getting the itch of, okay, I need to start making a transition. So I hired a coach to walk me through, mostly a life coach, just to figure out where I want to go next. And the life coach helped me with finding my voice and finding, get the confidence part of it. And then COVID happened when I came back. Because, and being a military family, we move around a lot. So it was getting a little bit taxing to teach and restart. And I just needed something that gave me a little bit more flexibility. So during COVID, I said, okay, this is my time while I'm teaching online with the kids to start making my transition. So I got a business coach that started walking me through systems and process of what I need to do. And then that was in 2020. And I started my business in 2021, the year after that. And then transition officially left the classroom in 2022. And that was a big leap of faith because, okay, I'm going to do this on my own because I need the flexibility. I needed more control, more autonomy to spend some time with my kid. I was driving to work and I was crying. So it was more for my mental health too. It's just like crying and then have to put a mask on and teach and then leave and come back home and I don't have anything to give for my family. I'm like, if I'm going to work like this, it's going to be a little bit, it took me too much. I need to be here long term for my family because in this corporate and school system and anywhere you go, if you're no longer on this earth and you die, they're going to replace you really quickly. So the only thing I have is the legacy that I can leave to my family. So I feel like this transition has been the best decision, but the hardest decision that I've done. because it's like sometimes you don't know when money going to come in, or you don't know what, so you have to find different ways to create passive income and strategize to make sure that everything is in the right, just continue the same way. But because I love what I'm doing, it doesn't feel like work. I could stay in work, so I would work at the job and, with the students all day long, and I'll come back and I'll do my business and do a 5 to 9, or a couple of hours working on my business. Then now I'm doing more time, like the 9 to 5 or the 9 to 9, or the wake up in the morning and you're working until midnight, like, hey, I probably should go to bed now. But it doesn't feel like work because it's something I love doing. It's something that, I give joy at it. Now it's just to get paid what I'm worth is the next level of next part of it. But I'm just glad that I made it to the 5 years. It's not easy. I did it kicking and screaming. Kicking and
That's what I was
screaming.
going to ask you about. Do you feel like there's a little bit of struggle with owning that identity of entrepreneurship? Do you feel like you're struggling with a particular issue? Is it visibility? Is it charging what you're worth, as you said,
Yeah,
taking
I
up
think
space?
I think the first, I don't think it's visibility, because I worked on visibility. It's having that confidence to say, hey, this is my price and I'm sticking to that price, and not
Mhm.
having to want to discount because thinking people don't would want to pay less. Um, yeah, that's the whole thing, because I would say, okay, my price is this XYZ, and then someone like, oh, they scratch their head, and then you hear them later on and say, well, yeah, I just spent $6,000 on this course. I'm like, I could have done this for you for less. So I like, just like that value. But it's getting better now where I'm able to start doing that more and more. This is why it's important to have people in your life that say, hey, you're turning too little, double your price or triple your prices, and stay there. And if they can't pay it, they're not your persons right now. There's ways to reach people who can't afford you right now, and where you could limit access to you, but you can still provide them value. And then those who are available to you, you're able to give them you more of the direct access to you. So I was having everybody have access to me. Now it's just like a select few people that have access to me. So it's still a work in progress, but it's getting better, because before I would be very overwhelmed, because it was just a lot. I was doing a lot of work for a little bit of money.
Do you feel like that kind of leads me to this question where I'm wondering, did you feel like you wasted some time early on things that ended up not mattering, or do you feel like each one of these moments was worth it because you learned something from it?
I don't think it was a waste of time.
Mhm.
I believe it was worth it, because like, even the classes, my mentorship, I feel like I stopped it. And then the first time I had my mentoring program, and I taught, and but it by doing that, it helped me develop confidence on, okay, what works and what doesn't work. So I had a trial and error. So when I go and stand in front of people and teach a class or do a workshop, it's it comes, I might be nervous like right beforehand, but when I get in front of the stage and start teaching, that goes out the window because I'm so used to doing it. It's just like it became a habit. So I built that habit muscles over the years, because I think my first paying opportunity when I left teaching was I taught a class on how to work with a school system and government contracting. And there were like 46 people online, and I got paid for that. I was nervous. I did it with my business coach, and but it helped build my muscles of like, hey, you have the knowledge and you know how to break it down, and people want to hear what you have to hear. So usually one of my thing before I go and do a workshop, I look myself in the mirror and say, hey, you got this. People want to hear what you have to say. You are the secret sauce. So just go out there and just share, not and slow down, because I could be getting nervous and start sharing very fast. Hey, they're paying you to talk. So just slow down. And they want to hear, they want to hear what you have. And not everybody knows what you know, and I'm learning that, what I'm in a circle where people know more, like what I know, and I try to surround myself with people who know more than me. But I just know when I'm teaching other people, they're still at the beginning stages. They still need to break down. And that's what my strength is, of breaking it down. And this is why I feel like even my 17 years in the school system, it was not a waste of time. It helped me develop that teaching muscle, that patience, that how to break things down. I don't think anything is by accident. Everything is necessary, and I'm using everything. I'm using everything that I have experienced if I tell you what direction I have from the school system, for my undergrad to my master's, it looks like it doesn't fit. All these things look like it doesn't fit, but when I'm talking and I'm doing my work in my business, I can see where everything fits now.
It got you to where you are. It was
Mhm.
part of your journey.
Yes, and that's key. So I don't think any mistakes are. I don't really think mistakes are bad. I think they're life lessons, and then it builds who you are and how you approach things, and it helps you reach people who are going through that same situation as you.
And I think that mindset also is a key part to what's helping you move your business forward. It's like you can look at it in a negative, or you can look at it in a positive and take action on it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I know when I first started teaching, I was at a school that had all the teachers read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, and we taught about the growth mindset and those 7 pillars. And even now, I don't really like have them built into like my everyday, but it's part of who I am. So because it's ingrained. Like, instead of me thinking bad, I'm like, let me just think of the positive part of it too. What's the growth in this? How can I grow? It's a growing moment. Yes, we can see the bad, but what's the growing moment? We're having a disagreement right now. Let me seek to understand what you're saying before I try to get myself understood and walk in your shoes. So there's different pillars that was taught during that time that is still ingrained in me, that it was a good thing that I went through that process in the school system, so that when I'm teaching and I'm sharing with people, I still have that value system in me, and people appreciate that.
And I'm wondering, in addition to that mindset, what are the systems or routines that are helping stabilize your business as you move forward?
Right now, it's also, first of all, right now I've incorporated self-care a lot more, because before I was over, but I was just going. And I'm come to the point where, what, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I am the boss. I can say this is off my plate. So my plate could be full and be like, okay, like this weekend, I know I had a whole bunch of stuff to do. I could have spent the whole weekend playing with Fable 5 when we had it. I probably spent a couple of hours, not an hour, few minutes, like going through it and play with it. But then I decided, like, I want to spend time with my family. I want to rest. I had things I need to give to my interns. They're on vacation too. They need to rest. We can figure it out, and we can re-strategize, and I say, okay, we can take this off the plate. So that's one thing of prioritizing rest. And because I'm the boss, I can take things off my plate and make sure my team has rest, so they can give me quality work, and we are able to re-strategize. And the other thing that also helped me is having a community, and having different communities to support me, because sometimes I had like one community and they can't hold me in all capacities. So I have a community that probably would help me with my self-care, and I have one with my mommy groups. I have one probably with, okay, the AI and this mindset and training and scaling. So I have different groups that support me different ways. I was talking last week, I think it was last week Monday. It was Monday, I don't know if it was Monday. Yeah, last week Monday, I got several check-in from different peoples, from different groups, and just say, hey, we're just thinking about you. And after it's been quiet for 2 weeks, I hadn't heard from anybody, and I was getting to the point where I was about to, like, maybe I should look for another job or give up. And then I got a whole string of, hey, are you okay? Just checking on you. Like, just want to check in and get a call. And it was just like a good thing to have that community, because you never know when you're going to need that. When someone come in your mind and they talk to you and you call them, that's been the greatest thing that I've had, because we can't carry that burden alone. So if you only had one friend and that friend is very busy and you might feel alone, but having a community that cares, even if it's a text message, that really helps my journey. That has been like my saving grace for my journey. Because sometimes we tend to do this entrepreneurship alone and want to retreat and go into a circle and cry, because that happened too. You want to go into a circle and cry and say life is lifing and things are not going, but I still have to show up for my business. I still have to show up for my team. How do I keep on going forward? And it's good to have people that are safe space, that are containers that can hold you there and walk you through your journey and help you not give up when you feel like you want to give up.
Yeah. What is something that you wish more women understood before they made the leap into entrepreneurship themselves?
That's a good question. It's not going to be easy. That's one of the things. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to bet on yourself, because the people that you would think that would going to cheer you on will be the last person to cheer you on sometimes. Don't look for that, for support. Because I was thinking, oh, I have a big family. Everybody will come and buy from me and support, but they don't understand. Like, hey, why don't you just get a regular 9 to 5? Like everybody else. Especially when you're a trailblazer doing something different. So don't look for support in the obvious places. I know that's one thing I have. I wish I learned from the beginning, because that was part of my beginning of my journey, like feeling disappointed, like, oh, I thought they would support me the most, and it's not fault to them. It's just that they're not in that journey. So you're going to have to find people that's taking that journey alongside with you. So my closest business besties are people who are in business, who are taking that entrepreneurship journey. I have my best friends who are not entrepreneurs, but they have other roles. They're my foundation, and they cheer me on. Doesn't mean that they understand what I do or who I serve but it's not negative towards them. It's just that it's a different journey for them and different understanding. So don't take it personally. Find community in the non-obvious places. And also, continue to for me, what helped me was I have my why. I begin with my why. Why am I doing this? I think that was the best investment I did for myself. That business coach, my life coach, the life coach, that was the first best investment I did, because it helped me drill down to, why am I doing this? Why do I want this long term? And because I have that before me, and I know people have vision boards and I have them up there, but my why, I have a picture of my son, because I know my business is my legacy to my family, and he is part of the reason why I am doing this. And entrepreneurship give me the flexibility to be at his events, to be at his scouting events, his swimming classes, to see him grow up and have that flexibility to make my schedule. So that was one thing that I wanted to do, and that was my why. And so I feel like if I can give an advice to any women starting off, is begin with why you want to do this, and hold that before you as you go through a journey. Keep on looking at it every single year, every single moment, every single day.
I'm wondering how your definition of success has changed over time in light of what you just said. Or do you feel like it's solidified and it stayed the same?
I think it stayed the same. At first, I thought it's actually not really straight. At first, it was more money, and that was it. But now, lately, as I'm getting older and into it, success for me is when I ask my son what do he know what I do, and he can in his kid voice say exactly what I do. And like, yeah, that's true. That is what I do. I remember one time before I pivoted into AI, I said, hey, what do you think mommy do? He said, well, you help other businesses make their business better. You help people make their business better. I'm like, oh, that's a really I love that definition. I would never see it that way, but other people will say, oh, you're spending all that time talking on the computer. You're always behind the computer. But at least he sees me helping other people. And then to hear him say, you know what, when I grow up, I maybe want to have a business myself, and here's what I want to do. And then he's having that mindset of how he wants to navigate. Maybe not similar to me, but at least he knows he has options and not limited to options. Not knocking my parents down, because my parents had a business mindset, but I came from an immigrant family. So, and hard work has always been the cornerstone, whether it have multiple jobs and business altogether. But I know they brought me to the United States to get a better life. And for me, that's success, because I'm making my parents proud, I'm making my kid proud, and I'm making myself proud. So success has evolved, because yes, I would love the money, but I can't take money with me when I'm gone. So my whole thing is, how can I leave a legacy to my kids and to my family and to my friends, to the community. This is what I'm thinking of going forward in my business.
And legacy, I'm coming to understand that legacy is such a personal term.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their own definition, what that means to them. How would you define that term for you? If you say, I'm leaving legacy for my son, what is that exactly that you want to leave him?
I want to leave him my values. My values, how to treat people with kindness, how to be a good human, how to think beyond himself, how to give back, because that's one thing I love to do. And even if we have a business mindset, yeah, we got the money, but it's mostly of the character, because making people feel like, I know for me, is I always, I want to be a reflection of love, of God's love to other people, no matter what I'm doing. And I'm leaving that to him, that he can continue to take that, like, hey, I can just show love to other people, no matter what they are, what their belief is. That's all my heart is, to just like outpouring of love. So when I'm doing my business, I'm doing that with integrity and love. When I'm talking to people and I'm meeting people, I am doing the same thing. For me, that's what legacy means for me. It's just like the character part of it, because the tangible stuff, you can't take it with you. You know, you can't take it with you. Everything goes in the blink of an eye. But the long-term character stuff, that can pass on for generation and generation, because people talk about, hey, what kind of person you are. Yeah.
And that's what I find so fascinating about women-owned businesses. It is so often a complex deep dive into, yes, I want to sustain this. Yes, I need money to sustain this. There is also something beyond transaction.
Mm-hmm.
There's something deeper than that. And there is this generosity of character that you're talking about. There is this focus on each transaction should be the whole person coming to the table. And
Mm-hmm.
I love that you are bringing that up as a part of just how you do business and how you want to be known. I
Yes.
think that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say, I'm not saying it's about, hey, oh, money don't want the money. No. It's
Oh
not that.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's absolutely clear. And
Yeah.
that's what's so beautiful about it is that it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the beauty of
That's right.
entrepreneurship.
That's right. The resources. I think at the beginning of COVID, someone told me, I feel I was like worried about money. He said, you can't be scared of money. You need to think, when people pay you for your services, it should be look at as certificate of appreciation, but they're paying it with their dollars. So let them appreciate you and bless you through that way, because it shows your worth. I'm not saying your worth is high, but it shows like how much they appreciate the work that you're doing. So
Mhm.
allow them to do that. So, and that gives me, by that intake of that appreciation, I'm able to help more people. I'm able to do better work more effectively, and be able to focus full time on it too. Because if I can't focus full time on the business, then you won't get a good work, so you'll need that operation to sustain.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that sustainable income is allowing you to open doors for more people. You're
Hmm.
helping people break down barriers that might otherwise have held them back.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
love that. So what is next for you for your business?
So right now, what is next is I'm looking to grow the team more. We're adding on. Well, we're right now we're in the middle of celebrating our 5 year. So I want to see us to get to 10 years. That is one thing. One of the major goals for, like, if I say for the next 5 years, is having a physical location, and this adding more services and opportunity for people here locally in South Florida or wherever else that I can get it. But that's what part of the next step for me is, just like, okay, let me get a location in place where I can maybe do like a co-working / coffee hub. I'm not sure. I'm putting it out there into the universe. So now I'm saying it here. I mean, y'all be like, hey, Marlene, where's that coffee coffee hub / co-working areas? Because I love coffee. I love chocolate. So those are my
Good
favorite.
combo. I'm happy. I'm down.
But I also say I want to have a space where I can do my workshops. I can have people networking. If moms or women or anybody want to come in and probably do a podcast before, we have like options to do that. So I have this idea in my head. Okay, how do I get the product and the services together where we're able to meet, together? So that's one of the major things that is up next for us. We're continuing our research for the company. So still going into that AI governance and research and seeing how it's going with technology. Because more and more I'm doing the surveys, and I'm actually and seeing people's feedback. It's awakening another passion in me of advocacy in this area. So, and it's like, hey, let me just go into that deep dive in that area too, because I stopped the research after the master's degree. So, okay, I'm taking a break from that. And then I'm like, oh, I like analyzing this data. This is interesting. I love this trend, and I'm looking at patterns. So, and I'm seeing, okay, how can I support and how can I help? So we're going to continue doing that research, maybe go and like ask other questions for next year. But after we're done with this round of the research and the white paper and sharing it out there, we'll see what else the company will go in and see how can we advocate for other people who are in this area.
I love that. I love that. Here is to coffee and chocolate and
Oh,
advocacy.
yes, I love it.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic. I love that combo.
Oh yeah. Okay, I love it. Now you give me something to think about. Like, oh, I love that. I love the ring. Be like, here's who gave me this. The first one who helped put that in place for me.
There you go. It's the title above the shop. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Marlene, if people want to get in touch with you, they want to connect with you, be a part of your journey, where are they going to go?
So for my social media is easier. So it's Coach Marline Paul on all platforms. You can find me there. And that's the easiest way to connect with me. And if you connect with me, you connect with the business. So the business is my name spelled backwards. My name, Marline, with an I, not with an E. So Marline. So Coach Marline Paul on all platforms, and then Enilram Creative on all platforms.
I love it. I love it. They're going to be reaching out.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your journey, because I think women learn better when they are learning from other women.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your honesty and bringing your full self to the table.
Thank you. Bye.
You've been listening to Empowered by AI, and I'm your host, Michelle Muncy Silva. If something from this episode clicked, don't let it stop here. Take one idea and try it out this week. And if you want to go deeper, head over to the Empowered by AI, the Slay Effect YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and join us there so you don't miss out on what's coming next. All the links and resources are in the show notes. I'll see you next time.